Hi, and welcome to the value added tax question. This is an example where we have European and Irish taxes involved. So the starting point is we need to work out the VAT on sales. And so the first VAT is going to be shown from Ireland, 23% VAT from Ireland. And we're going to show it in terms of exclusive VAT rate of VAT rates, the rate itself, and the VAT amount. So the first amount that appeared in the question from Irish customers was 310. That was at a rate of 23%, and so the VAT amount there was 71,300. We then had Irish customers at 13.5%, and the relevant amount there before VAT was €40,000. Again, it's already down there, 13.5% VAT, and therefore the VAT charge there was €5,400. Next, we have EU customers, and they are EU VAT registered, therefore we supply to them at 0%. The amount supplied is 21,000, but there's no charge on that, as we said. Next, we have the EU individuals who are not VAT registered that we have sold to, and they're charged at 23%. So in this case, we have €8,000 at 23%, which is €1,840. We then have to think about those that are non-EU, and they're charged at 0%, and so the amount we supplied to them was 15,000, and there's no charge on that. We now have to consider the VAT self-accounting issues. And so we have received a number of things from our suppliers where they charged us zero VAT because they were EU or otherwise based suppliers. And so the first supply that we've received is materials, and there was €100,000 worth of materials. They didn't charge us any VAT, but we have to account for the 23% VAT on that. So the charge to us is going to be 23,000. We then have the issue of the supply of equipment, and the amount for the equipment was 40,000, also at 23%. And so in that situation, the self-accounting is for 9,200. The non-EU supply that we've received, also at 23%, is €15,000. So the amount that is actually charged to us is 3,450. We now move on to dealing with the purchases side of things. So again, we're going to look at the exclusive of VAT amounts, the rate that's applicable, and the charge to VAT that we will have had applied against us. So for suppliers of materials from Ireland, the amount that appears in the question exclusive is 128,000. That's 23%, so the charge is €29,440. EU registered supplier, so the materials we already spoke about above, because we done the self-accounting, but we got to claim it as an input as well, and so the amount there is 23,000. And so those two amounts will actually offset against each other when we do our final calculation for our VAT liability. And then we have the equipment, which is pretty much the same as the materials in the context of the self-accounting. So it was 40,000. 23% was the VAT rate, and therefore the amount that we get to offset was 9,450, which is what will be offset against the amount that was up there already. Finally, the non-EU supply is the same thing again, and so we get to claim that also as an input credit at 23% also, and so the charge for the 23% on that was €3,450. Next, we have to deal with the motor vehicle. The motor vehicle, the VAT rules for that are slightly different to everything else in that we don't get to charge the full amount as an input credit. So in the motor vehicle, the price VAT inclusive that you're given in the question was €22,500. The price VAT exclusive, so just divide the 22.5 by 1.23, and that will give you an amount of €18,293. Therefore, we know that the VAT that actually appeared on the invoice for the motor vehicle was €4,207. The amount that we get to claim as a relief against our VAT charges is only 20% of that, and so when we calculate that, that is going to be 20% of €4,207, which is equal to €841. And so the amount that we are going to slot in here for the motor vehicle is going to be based on that 20% of 23%, and that's therefore going to give us an input credit of €841. Next, we have the Sun's computer. That's an item for personal use, so no input credit is claimable on that. Finally, we have the charge for electricity. Electricity, unlike most of what we've dealt with so far, is at 13.5%, and so 13.5% on 3,500 is €473. We're now in a position that we can calculate the VAT charge. So we have the gross charge first, add all of those charges up, and we have 114,190. Add up the input credits, and we will get €66,404. And the final step in working out what the VAT liability is to subtract the amount of VAT that we have got in terms of input credits from the amount that we've charged, and that gives us a net VAT liability to the revenue of €47,787.